And number two, um, all personnel whose duties require access to classified matter shall be subject to security investigations to determine eligibility for the required security entrance. And number three is all personnel shall undergo security orientation, indoctrination, and security education. So dito sa number 3, um, dapat tamang personnel na mo-undergo og orientation. Dapat mo-undergo sila og security orientation, um, indoctrination, and security education para mas dagan sila kaalam as a security. So sa letter E, control the personnel in the physical facility. In every installation, the use of protective barriers, security, lighting, communication, and electronic hardware provides physical safeguards, and these are insufficient to maximize the effort of the guard force. A control point must be established for positive personnel identification and check system. This is to ensure that only those persons who have the right and authority will be given necessary access to the area. So dito ma'am, every establishment, so need gina nila mag-install of um, protective barriers, mga security lighting para if na mga intruders, lightnings para kato mga intruders if na ay magtangka nga mo adto sa mga establishment is para makit-an dayon. And of course communications and electronic hardware, and of course sa mga establishment like hardware, need yun mga security guard para mas dagdag protections. And the most practical and generally accepted system of the personal identification is the use of identification cards, badges, or passes. Generally speaking, this system is designates when and where and how identification cards should be displayed and to whom. This helps security personnel eliminate the risk of allowing the access unauthorized personnel within the establishments. So there are two types of personal identification. First is personal recognition, familiarity of the persons of characteristics. So imo atong i-familiarize. Examples na ay mosulod na tao sa establishment, so as a security dapat mo siyang i-familiar. And letter B is artificial recognition, identifications card, passes, passwords, or etc. Number 2 is use of pass system. Letter A, single pass system. The badge or pass code for unauthorized to enter specific areas is issued to an employee who keeps it is in positions until his unauthorized is terminates. So dito sa letter A, single pass system. So kung kinsa to mga naka-assign nga empleyado sa usa ka area, so siya ang kumbaga hatagan og badge or pass coded nga siya lang yun ang maka-enter ng area. Letter B, pass exchange system. An exchange takes place at the entrance of each control area. Upon leaving, the personnel surrenders this badge or passes and retrieve back his basic identification. So dito sa letter B is magaganap ito sa entrance of each control area. And letter C, multi-pass system. Multiple pass system. This provides an extra measures of security by requiring that an exchange take place at entrance of each restricted area. So number 3 is badge and pass control. So letter is the system should have complete record of all badges and identification cards issued, return multiple or lost serial number, and cross index alphabetically. So dito ma'am is dapat i-record tong mga dapat naka-record tanan all badges and identification card issue para daling ma-identify. And of letter B is the supervisor from time to time for its accuracy and authenticity should check the list. So diri sa letter B is dapat ang mga supervisor is time to time din sila nga moadto para um, para sad sila pud tong mga tig-check sa mga list ana. Sa letter C is passes and badges reported loss should be validated and security entrance be informed through conceptions posting. So letter F, visitors movement control. Security should establish proper methods of establishing the authority of admissions of visitor as well as the limitation threat. This security measure would depend on the sensibility of the installation but could include the following. So number 1 is visitors logbook. All visitors to any facility should be required to identify themselves and should be given a visitor's ID by the security. Visitors logbook should be filled up with the name of visitors, nature, and duration of visit. So, for example, sa isa ka hospital, if na mo visit, dapat magpakita gid sila og ID sa security, and of course maglogbook sila sa kung kano sa sila ni sulod unsa nga oras nana. Number 2 is photograph. Taking of photograph should also be considered. Extreme caution must be exercised in areas where classified information is displayed to preclude unauthorized taking pictures of the installation. If visitors has camera and it's prohibited to take picture, said camera should be left in the care of security corresponding receipt. So dapat taking photograph should also be considered. So consider po rin siya as para to example, if na visitors nga mosulod, pwede mo siya picturean. So number 3 is escort. If possible, visitors should be escorted by the security to monitor their activity within the establishment and guide them where to go. So as a security, dapat escortan nimo ang visitors para maibawan nimo kung unsa yang ginabuhat, or para i-guide po nimo siya kung asa siya moadto. And number 4 is visitor entrances. Separate access for visitors and employees of the establishment should be provided. Number 5 is time travel. If there is a long delay or time lapse between departure and arrival, the visitors may be required to show cause for the delay. And number 6, access list. Record predetermined visitors. So imo siyang record, imo siyang ilista if na imo sulod, ilista dapat ilang pangalan kasi sila ni sulod nana.